If you're suffering from rats, hired multiple pest controllers, this video's for you. Rats are destroying this home. Customers hired multiple companies. They can't figure it out. He has dogs and bird feeders. Let's go check it out. Good morning. Do you want to quickly show me where you originally are hearing the most activity? Is that possible?
Yeah, come on.
Excellent, thank you.
Whole area. This wall. Back of the stove, that wall. So we've caught rats out here before.
You have caught rats?
Yeah, and you see up there, that hole? Steel wool in there, but they can just push that. One of those sticky traps, which I don't like those sticky traps because they're cruel.
Yeah, they're inhumane.
They really are. There's been problems here.
Did the rats do this?
That was out when I had it outside there.
Okay.
This out. So I got this, which...
And how long ago was that?
This is about 2 months now.
Oh,
I've had
perfect.
That.
Okay.
All right, here's
great idea.
Here's where I store that food here. If you ever see a crock pot around here, it's got dog food.
It's got dog food. Okay. Here and start gnawing on all of this food source. Yeah. And if you're going to want me to get all these out of the house, we'll get to this later. The main thing is I need to figure out how they're getting into your home. What are you going to help me get the rats?
Yes.
Feed the
birds. I feed clear back there.
Back there. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Where you see that archway there.
Yeah. Okay. You can see around his house, got massive amounts of shrubbery here. Trees that are up against the foundation. He's got ivy growing up against the wall. Very easy for squirrels, rats, any type of rodents to get onto the structure. Thanks for being on time as always. I did a walkthrough with Neil. He's got 4 or 5 dogs in the house.
Oh, nice.
Lots of pet food.
We love dogs.
Lots of pet food. I think the garage door is suspect, and we'll take a look at it. Okay. He fired another company. They were here for about 4 months, couldn't solve it, so they found us, and they're relying on us.
Okay.
Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Like a pretty big attic. It looks like the pest guys left the peanut butter up there. Flipped over. Traps are flipped over. It smells okay. This is the consequence of hiring the wrong company. Every day that's going by, there's more and more damage that occurs within an attic. Look at the ducting system. Here's the doggy door. So that's good. That's solid.
Out of all these, which one would you eat? If you had to pick one.
If I had to pick one, I'd probably just go with the straight up protein beef sticks.
I think I'd go with these. They kind of remind me of
too many carbs.
Little biscuits.
Too many carbs. Too many carbs. Now, mind you guys, we've only been here for about 30 minutes. The guys have set up the ladder. I did the walkthrough. And right off the bat, this is what the pest controllers missed. Basic 101. Check this out. Shut my light off. Look at how the rats have chewed through here, too. He's trapped a few up here. All right, so we're still going to do the entire investigation, but right off the bat, 2 major holes. So what happens, you guys, is he's got so much rats outside, he's smelling that food source inside the garage with that bird feed, tracks him, lures him in. So now they have plenty of food, and now they're using Neil's home as a nesting ground. Are you outside? He hears them in the walls.
I just heard one.
Yeah.
I just heard one right now.
Oh, yeah, they're in here. I told you. They're in here. They're in here. Chew, right?
Chewed a bit.
Look at that. He's helping us. Buddy. Where's the rats? So you guys, I want to look to see if there's no gutters. How's that vent right there? Is it?
Yeah.
Let me see.
See that corner right here? They also have rat grease.
Oh my gosh. Put your finger in there. Look at that. Hole number 3, guys. I'm the one that found it. Oh, Oh, I see grease marks. I see heavy, heavy grease marks by that wire, Brian. Hole number 4. All right, so Anthony and Brian went to the other side of the house, the back of the house. Let's go see what they're finding, because I know they're still on the hunt.
Yeah, there's another hole that the guys missed. Yeah. All right, guys, check this out. All right, so.
Rat grease.
All right, so we found the crawl space. Let's take a quick peek.
All right, so another thing that we have to explore that a lot of other pest controllers miss is these decks here. I'm not a big fan of these decks because what happens is the original build has crawl space vents around, and if those are open leading into the crawl space, here's what happens. See these major gaps? Now they feel perfectly protected because they're underneath something. Easy for them to get through. Then they'll find pipe penetrations that are underneath the crawl space and go directly up into the wall cavities like the laundry, as well as the attic, as you saw earlier. Now, if you have rats and you're dealing with other companies, or perhaps you're vetting out to figure out who you want to hire, it's going to be really important for you to vet them out. I'm going to give you a few questions to ask them before you waste your money and all of your time. The first question is, how long is it going to take you? What is your guarantee? Is it a money-back guarantee? What is your process? All of these 3 questions are very, very important to ask. If they say, well, we don't really have a guarantee, then that's not the company. If they say, well, we come out, we'll set some traps and put some poison bait boxes around and we'll just monitor the situation, definitely not the company. As you heard Neil earlier, they wanted to put some bait boxes. Guys, that doesn't work, especially in this environment. They're not going to hit those poison bait boxes. They've got plenty of bird feed, dog food. They've got plenty of food source inside this garage. You've got to make sure that you ask them, I need photos of all of the openings that you found that will clearly be a definitive entry point for those rats. And as you saw, grease marks and those holes, those are definitive breaches that's allowing rats into Neil's home.
A few moments later.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and pull back the appliances and see if we have any nesting material.
This reminds me of Jimmy and Dave.
Oh, the twins. This reminds me of Anthony and Brian.
Yeah.
Open this up.
That's what
We got rat poop and some insulation.
Infestation.
Look at the dog treats right there. There's the dog treats. If I was setting traps here, I'm not gonna be successful with my trapping because of that right there. And here's a rat fact. Rats can literally survive on just 28 grams of food a day.
Now it's time for the refrigerator. Nothing back here. We got something. We got something big. No.
Anthony's afraid today, you guys. He must have had a nightmare last night. Oh. Okay, here's the next set of appliances, the washer and the dryer. Anything back there, Brian?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's the little guy went in there. Oh yeah, he was quick.
So here's what's happening. Food,
And then
and nest. All right, let's do a smoke test, see if they chewed a pipe.
A few minutes later.
See what else these guys missed. Oh, good, okay.
I don't know. Can't get it out of my mind.
Actually, the gutters are pretty good. There's a flashing all the way around. All right, so we've been injecting the smoke. We went through a couple vents, nothing in the sewer system, so we've completely ruled that out. I did find something on the roof here. Check it out. So the bird feeder is there. Here's the chimney, and that's wide open. Any droppings in the fireplace?
A little bit.
Yeah. Okay, now that we've done the comprehensive investigation, we know it's the roof rat. We've ruled out the sewer rat. So now it's time to come up with a protocol and attack this in a very strategic way. And that is First, sealing all the entry points, removing all the food source, and then setting up the most innovative, multi-catch, multi-purpose rat trap. And that's another good point. When you hire another pest controller or you're vetting them out, you ask them, do you specialize in the roof rat and the sewer rat? If they only specialize in the roof rat, it's not a good choice. I mean, if my rat trap would have this, it would look super vicious.
Dude, just imagine.
Get peanut butter inside there. And then that connects. Ooh, Anthony, that might be our new idea. Okay, so there's one room that we haven't really looked into, and that's the pantry. All right, here is another massive amount of food source. And leaving chocolate like this open is gonna defeat our trapping. And rats love figs. I don't see any signs of them. Oh, I do see signs. There's so many videos that say, oh, put an onion and rats will vanish. This definitely is going to require some work before we start setting the traps.
5 minutes later.
We're going to have to get all the food that you have and put them in metal containers, set the traps, and start trapping. It's probably going to take 10 to 15 days to get all the rats out of here.
Okay.
All right, so the good news is I've convinced him to get rid of that bird feeder outside. Because we could seal everything up today, and just for future, I don't want him to have to go through this again. Yeah, let's see if he goes in for phase 2. All right, one thing that I'm not seeing, and that's the dryer vent. Here's the laundry. I think the dryer vent is underneath this deck, so I definitely have to explore this right here. Yeah, if you do have a doggy door that flaps in and out, rats come in, smell the food, and they're in. So this is a great doggy door. All right, so while we seal up the outside, they're working on removing the food right away. So temporarily, you guys, what I'm gonna do is this product right here is absolutely amazing in literally repelling rats, because once they slide their body in there, they're gonna feel this and they're never gonna come back to this point. So this is what I'm gonna do for them in the meantime while they get a garage door company to come out and replace this. I'm always recommending the excluder. It's a lifetime warranty. All right, this is the moment where we're actually removing the bird feeder. Here we go. Now the thing about this particular house, if we miss just one hole, I mean one small hole like this, it defeats everything that we're doing today. Okay, so for the detour gel, another great application is all the wiring like this. You can see the runways. This stuff right here is an absolute game changer. Lifetime warranted, it's never gonna corrode, rats can't chew through it, squirrels can't chew through it. So this is what you wanna do to protect your home, is get a product like this and seal everything up. You don't wanna have product like steel wool that's just gonna last, you know, a month, or the rats are gonna chew out. You wanna do it, you're gonna do it all the way, and the ultimate solution is this right here. Perfect. All right, let's go check on Anthony. He's on the other side of the house. I gotta run this crew. It's like an orchestrator. Gotta orchestrate. It's a process, efficiency. There should always be a supervisor on a job when you have a team and there's a extermination process going on. How's it look? You guys remember the before, right? Nice. And pull that out. Yeah, take that out. Look at the amount of bird seed that the rats are storing underneath the crawl space. So what we want to do is remove all of this before we set the traps. All right, so when it comes to excluding the rooftop, you got to make sure that all of the vents are completely sealed, exhaust vents, bathroom vents, attic gables, chimneys, and a very effective cap for all the drain vents is the rat caps. It's the ultimate solution, especially when you have this amount of shrubbery that overlaps your roof. You always want to protect it. 432, an even inch and a half. We have a lifetime warranty on these caps. You know, the reasons why we had to create, invent, and develop our products was because we were so tired of the wire mesh that would fail, and a customer would spend money, call us back in 3 to 4 years, hey, your stuff didn't last, or I mean, it goes on and on and on. That's why David and I, because we've been on thousands of jobs and witnessed from trapping devices to prevention to enzyme cleanup, we had to invent and create that just for our day-to-day jobs. And then we thought, wait a minute, this would be a great idea for everybody to have access to it. So that's why we're manufacturing it and being able to give it to you guys to benefit you, so you don't ever have to deal with rats ever again. You know, for example, our dryer vent, you know, we were tired of the plastic ones. So that's why we have now our magnetic dryer vent. Like this rat vac, for example, multi-catch. Again, the reason why this was developed, because David and I and the team were tired of going back, especially with the amount of rats that are in this house. Imagine baiting and setting 10, 15 rat traps or 3 or 4 traps and having to continuing to come and then hoping that they're gonna grab the bait, not drag the rat trap in 10 feet away. You know, there's so many variables. That's why this has been a game changer. Anthony and Brian, they can't do without it. Is that right? This is what it takes right here, is comprehensive investigation. Figure out precisely how they're getting in, seal it up, then you trap.
Meanwhile,
In addition, when that happens and other pest controllers say, yeah, we've sealed everything up, you're good to replace all of your HVAC ducting. Customer spends $4, $5, $10, $15,000 on attic cleanup. 2 months later, attic is destroyed, the HVAC's destroyed, just because of this one hidden hole. Can't really see it from the front of the house because of all the shrubbery, so I'm gonna have to lay down, put my hand under there to see if there's an opening or a gap. Oh, check it out. Right here. I'm proud of that find right there. All right, that roof is pretty hot, so I'm gonna use this pad here to lay down. It's part of the exclusion. Don't want to burn the tummy. All right, I'm gonna put Brian to the test here. Brian, there's only one roof overlap.
Found it.
Nope, it's not a roof overlap. You're cold, cold, cold. Ooh, warmer.
This
Warmer, warmer, warmer. Ooh, he's getting hot. He's getting boiling hot. Show that.
That's attic insulation, alright.
All right, so Anthony's got all the equipment and tools and gonna seal all that up. We want to get all the outside done because of the heat, and then we'll start working our way inside. It's gonna be super interesting with that laundry. I can't wait to make a small incision and see how many rats that are in that wall. Oftentimes we can make an incision and then they'll drop right back down into the crawl space. So that's always the most exciting part of our job. All right, there's Brian having his lunch break. I love that about the boys. They always say a gratitude prayer before they eat. That's a good question. Wonder why God created rats. They contaminate 20% of our entire world food source. They spread diseases, bacteria. They cause massive destruction.
Why God created rats.
After we seal this house up and they do their job with removing food, you're gonna witness the disruption on these rats. I mean, they have no idea who showed up today. We're about to expose a massive rat's nest. Here we go. Ready? Completely protected. This is an amazing product, you guys, by Microclimate. Full protection. You can see that puts a little air inside there, HEPA filtration. A little disappointed. I'm really hoping that it was right there, but we're gonna now try the next bay over behind the dryer. All right, so before we open up We saw these 2 holes here. We're going to insert the micro camera and see if we can identify any nesting.
Nothing there?
Oh, right there. Right there. Something's going on. That dryer vent discharges underneath that deck, so we don't have access to the outside. All right, we're going to spray some enzyme while we have the appliances away from the wall. All right, so we're going to pull the dishwasher and then the oven, get all of these droppings and sanitize this while we've got all the equipment. So what we're doing is we're getting rid of some of the contamination. We may have to come back and do one last step after we get all the rats out, but we're trying to get a lot of this indoor air breathing space much better. With the enzyme, it's already making a huge impact. All right, so we got all the soaps and stuff, so this is what we exposed. So just to give you some context, that bird feeder was there, and that crawl space access was right over here. Okay, you guys, I have an idea here. I think there's a rat's nest underneath this cabinet here, so I'm gonna go ahead and open up and see just a small little incision there and see if we've got anything. So there's definitely a rat's nest under there. I'm glad we decided to open that up. It's still a little concerning that the food hasn't been stowed away yet, and I'm about to set up the traps.
A few moments later.
Okay, we are baiting the rat vac. Our go-to bait is the chunky peanut butter. That's the great thing about the bait plate. You're able to really load it up and it lures them right into here. I'm gonna slide that back in. And there's a little set screw right here that we position it perfectly and secure it. So they get lured right in here. Once they cross the sensor, they get extracted right into the vacuum drum. Real key benefit to the rat vac as well, as you know, he's got dogs. So this right here is pet friendly, kid friendly, no danger of any snaps, poisons, glue boards. It's all self-contained. Right, so we have some enzyme in here in the water, and I got authorization from the client. We're able to position it across in here because I know this is their feeding area. So I know it's active, so this is where I'm going to be positioning the rat vac. Right, so here's the concept. Rat goes in for the bait. It gets sucked right in. All right, we're getting all this bird seed in the garage here. Rats' sense of smell is unbelievable. They literally can smell right through that large, thick, insulated ice chest. It's unbelievable. That's gotta go. We have to put this outside. I don't want any bait like this while we're trapping. Wow, we sure accomplished a lot today, from the investigation to the exclusion to the cleanup and the trapping. You can see some relief on their face. Super impressed with the clients. Now we're just gonna continue to monitor and we'll keep you guys posted. Stay tuned.
Several long days later.
Well, I'm heading back. It's 48 hours later. Tremendous amount of activity, and the rat vac is dominating. Check out the footage though prior. You can really understand the behavior of these rats when you put a new device in their environment, and that's exactly what happened. When I placed the rat vac in that hot active area where the dog food was, you can see they're poking their head out of the washing machine and they're looking around, not knowing what's going on because everything has changed. I think the clients are doing a superb job by removing and keeping all of the food source. We're getting some amazing sucking action. So it's really interesting, if you could see this one shot where a rat comes out of the washing machine, he's got one paw up and he's got his nose up and he's whisking. And the reason why you see that is because they're sensing, they want to make sure if there's any noise activity. So by keeping that paw up, it lessens the amount of noise and everything is quiet within their sensory system. The process of winning the battle on these rats takes the right methods. I mean, David and I have really developed and created these methods because we were failing just like everybody else back in the day. That's disruption number one, by sealing everything up. Having the right material to keep them out is disruption number two. And then number three, keeping all the food source and having the right equipment. This one device, the rat vac, is literally placed in one part of a 2,500 square foot home, and it's literally doing its job. I don't have to set 10, 15, 20 traps throughout the house, throughout the attic, throughout the crawl space. There's even one point, you guys, with those treats, you can see the tail, the left portion of the camera. Check it out. They're going up where those treats were, and they're used to climbing up that little rack where the dog food was. A good rodent exterminator is gonna have you rat-free within 5 to 15 days, depending on the infestation. And another quick little tip is you never wanna pay a rodent exterminator in full. You always wanna keep a good portion until their commitment and the agreement is fulfilled. This is the tough part of Neil's job, is the amount of dogs that he has. You would think that, you know, the dogs would get him or the rats would be afraid, but they're sensory. They know when those dogs are coming into that kitchen. Yeah, because they'll chew through this right here. Yeah, all this needs to get stowed away. We've been super lucky trapping without them getting into this food here. See all this right here? They'll get right into that. All right, so I have the vacuum outside. Let's go ahead and see. We should have 3 because that's what the camera indicated. There's 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna go ahead and go with the bigger vacuum. I'm gonna go with the Craftsman. I brought that today. I really like the Craftsman, so I was able to take that off of another job, and I'm gonna switch it from the Rigid, especially with a few bigger ones left in the kitchen. I wanna make sure that we have the ultimate suction. So I went to go check the bait on the rat vac, and I wanna show you, this is what's so awesome about the rat vac, is you bait once and you can literally leave it. You know, a lot of online say, oh, beef jerky, bacon, but the extra chunky peanut butter is our go-to bait.
24 hours later.
Alright guys, we're here 24 hours later after Jimmy caught the first 3, and guess what? We caught another 3. Check out the footage, it's gonna be somewhere here. As you can see, one of them is significantly bigger than the others.
Jimmy, the rat vac is dominating.
Meanwhile,
All right, so for the bigger rats, just as a preventative measure, I turn on the vacuum and I apply WD-40 so it gets all up inside the inner walls of that hose, so they just glide right through. So if you're trapping even squirrels with the rat vac, highly recommend. We're all set to go for another round. Now if you notice in the video, rats were coming in through this carpet here. I did that intentionally. I added a little bit of peanut butter on the carpet. What that does is it gets them to lick the carpet, then their nose attracts them and lures them right into the other portion of the pre-bait. As you can see, their tail's sticking out, and then all of a sudden, once it gets in about right here, that's when the sensor activates. Then it just sucks them right in. Guys, I leave and I'm already getting activity. Going for that free bait. And he's a big boy. Check out the footage. I'm so proud of that rat vac. It dominated inside Neil's home. It's been 15 days, eradication, a success. The moral of this story is, you may want to reconsider feeding the wildlife. Otherwise, rats can invade your home. Number 2, make sure you vet and hire the right company. if you're suffering from rats. Dave, this definitely deserves the rat dance. Guys, hit the like, the subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.